So a good friend of mine has been on my case for the past month or so, Justin, I need a new belt. Justin, can you please make me a new belt? So I proposed him a deal. I said, if you give me the belt that I made you 10 years ago so I can film a little video here and check it out, I will make you a brand new belt in the exact same leather. And he agreed. So let's check out what a English bridle leather belt that has been worn for 10 years and never conditioned once looks like. And then we'll make a new one. So here is the belt in question. So the story behind this is, this was actually the first Leathercraft project I ever did. Back in 2010 or so, I lived with this friend at the time. He was my roommate, and I just got into leathercrafting. I ordered a side of Wickett & Craig English bridle from Wickett & Craig directly. At this time there was really no guides on how to do anything like that. So I just kind of took a shot in the dark. I ordered this leather, and he comes home one day and I'm sitting on the living room floor cutting up a giant side of leather. He has no idea what's going on. So I made him and myself a belt. And he's been wearing it ever since. I've since switched out my belt several times because I make belts and that's what you do. But he has kept this belt the whole time. And I asked him when I was grabbing this, what was your conditioning schedule like? Did you keep up maintenance? And he basically looked at me dumbfounded. He had no idea what I was talking about. So that goes to show this belt has not been conditioned one time in 10 years. So let's look at starting at the end here. This is, I don't even remember where I got this buckle from. It had to be Tandy or maybe Buckle Guy if they were even around at that time period. It was nickel plated, so all of the finish has been completely taken off. Then I used 2 copper rivets here. You can see they're oxidized heavily. Still holding good. Little belt keeper, way too big. And then here's what the grain size looks like. It's dry, it's definitely really dry, but it's surprisingly really nicely intact. You get down over here to the holes, and there is some definite cracking around where the belt goes through the through the buckle. Just like that, you can see that. And the ends look pretty good. Flush side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, basically he wanted almost the exact same belt, except I'm going to make some changes, which I will show you with the new leather here. And then we will make one. Okay, so here is what this leather looks like brand new. So this is a medium brown English bridle from Wickett & Craig. And this is the color that this belt was when I made it 10 years ago. So here are the things that we're going to change for the new version. 1, I'm going from a 1 1/4 inch strap to a 1 1/2 inch strap. 2, I think this was 8 ounces. Yeah, it looks about 8 ounces. And this one I'm up to 10 to 12 ounce, so it's going to be a little bit thicker. The buckle style is going to be roughly the same. It's just a slightly larger version. And instead of the copper rivets, I'm going to use these Chicago screws with a nice flat bevel top. And going with the Chicago screws, if he's not into them and he actually just wants copper rivets, I can just take them off and put them back on. So next, I have to measure the distance to the hole. So I actually did this completely wrong when I did my first project. He actually uses the bottom hole here. That is the hole that he uses. So all of these were complete nonsense. I measured it completely wrong. So what I'm going to do is make sure that the distance to this hole is the middle. And then I'm going to change the distance between the holes here to 3/4 of an inch instead of 1 inch. So let's get started. Okay, so when I'm doing my belt, I measure from where the loop wraps over the buckle here down to the hole, so the most used hole. So I have it along my ruler here, and looks like basically 34 and a half. So I'm going to take 34.5 and make that my center hole. All right, here is our final product on the bottom and our old belt on the top. And as you can see here, I corrected the error I made originally when I made this belt, and I measured wrong and it is way too long. Now it is the proper length it is supposed to be. So what I'm going to do now is just throw one layer of conditioning on the new belt, and I'll even condition and clean the old belt as well, just in case he forgets to do this in the future. Thanks for watching.